Today, we're stepping right out of our everyday reality and journeying into some truly vast cosmic mysteries. We're looking at one of the most ancient and revered Vedic texts out there, the Srimad Bhagavatam. We'll be exploring a single, incredibly rich opening verse that asks, well, the ultimate question. What is the absolute origin of everything? So take a deep breath, settle in. Join me in a philosophical awakening that goes way beyond the boundaries of time and space. Let's dive in.
I meditate upon him, for he is the absolute truth. This isn't just an introduction. It's actually a profound roadmap of the entire cosmos. This one ancient Sanskrit verse guides us from the infinite, silent darkness of the unmanifested universe, all the way to a brilliant divine revelation. It sets this beautifully meditative tone, right? It asks us not just to think, but to genuinely reflect on the very foundation of existence itself.
Section 1. The Mystery of Existence. Think about it. Before the stars, before the galaxies, where did the universe actually come from? The human mind naturally searches for a beginning, an absolute origin of everything we see around us. Well, the text answers that search by immediately establishing a sacred atmosphere with the invocation Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. In the ancient Vedic tradition, Sanskrit was considered a vibrational language. The sound itself carries the spiritual essence of the subject. It's like a sonic key, a sacred vibration that prepares your mind to receive ancient, eternal wisdom. It tells us we aren't just studying a physical universe, we're about to encounter the divine intelligence behind it all.
Section 2. The Supreme Absolute Truth.
So we move from the mystery of the void to the clarity of supreme intelligence. The absolute truth is presented here as the primal cause of all causes. Every single effect we see in the universe has a cause, but this text points to the final, ultimate origin. And in this ancient wisdom, Lord Sri Krishna isn't just introduced as a deity. No, he's presented as the fully independent, fully conscious source of all reality. The eternal, divine form from which literally everything emanates.
Just consider the immense scale of these attributes for a second. This supreme origin creates, sustains, and ultimately destroys the manifested universes. But what's truly awe-inspiring is the idea that he is both directly and indirectly conscious of all manifestations, and perfectly independent. There is absolutely no other cause beyond him. Imagine an infinite intelligence possessing absolute power, yet hidden within complete transcendental serenity and stillness. It's quite a concept to wrap your head around.
Section 3. Awakening Cosmic Intelligence.
So how exactly does this infinite consciousness interact with the unformed void? Well, the text describes this majestic chain of creation. Existing in absolute independence, the Supreme Lord doesn't just build the universe with his hands. Rather, he gracefully transmits eternal Vedic wisdom directly into the heart of Brahmaji, the first created cosmic being. Brahma, seated upon a lotus emerging from the cosmic waters, awakens, and with that divine knowledge illuminating his mind, the intricate material universes, the galaxies, the celestial systems, they're all finally manifested, its creation through the pure transmission of spiritual consciousness.
Section 4. The Illusion of Matter.
Now this introduces a really fascinating philosophical pivot. If the Supreme Creator is perfectly eternal, complete, and unchanging, why does our material world feel so chaotic, shifting, and temporary? Well, the Bhagavatam uses a profound metaphor to explain this. It calls it a mirage, like seeing water in the shimmering heat of a desert, or solid land on the ocean's surface. The text explains that by the Supreme Lord's divine energy, even the greatest sages and demigods are bewildered. The universe we live in is temporarily manifested by the three modes of nature. It appears entirely factual, incredibly solid and real to our senses, but ultimately it's a shifting, unreal illusion.
We essentially exist between two states. Our material universe is in constant motion, bound by illusion and only temporarily manifested. But juxtaposed against this is spiritual reality, eternally existent, perfectly still and absolute, remaining forever free from those bewildering mirages. It's really the difference between a fleeting, distorted reflection in a rippling puddle and the eternal, brilliant sun that's actually casting that reflection.
Section 5. The Eternal Spiritual Realm.
Understanding this difference is what guides us out of the material illusion. The ultimate purpose of exploring this explainer, and really this ancient wisdom as a whole, is a fundamental awakening. It's about observing our own reality shifting between the temporary illusion we see every day and the infinite transcendence that exists just beyond it. It's meant to gradually elevate our consciousness, pulling us from the darkness of material limitation up into the golden light of eternal truth.
And that brings us to the transcendental abode. It is eternally existent, completely beyond material duality, and entirely free from the endless cycles of joy and sorrow, or creation and destruction. Think of it as an atmosphere of pure, blissful devotion, floating in infinite divine light, completely untouched by the bewildering mirages of the material world. This is the ultimate home of the Supreme Absolute Truth.
Section 6. Meditating on the Infinite.
So, how do we actually bridge the gap between our current reality and that transcendent realm? The verse concludes with a very deliberate action. I therefore meditate upon him, who is eternally existent in the transcendental abode. Once we recognize that the material world is just a temporary reflection, the only logical spiritual response is to turn our focus inward. Deep, devotional meditation becomes the vehicle. It's the very method we use to clear away the illusion and elevate our own spiritual realization. We've journeyed all the way from the cosmic void to the brilliant spiritual realm today. But you know, this wisdom isn't just out there in the stars somewhere, it's right here inside you. If the material universe is but a temporary reflection, what eternal truth resides within you? Take a moment to just sit with that. Reflect on your own connection to this eternal reality. Until our next explainer, keep seeking the absolute truth.